Hello and welcome to the Richard Donaldson Show. And today, where do we even start? I'm sure by now that most of you have already seen the footage of what's just happened in Northern Ireland. And it's footage which shows a person being pinned to the ground and repeatedly slashed and stabbed with a knife. Pinned to the ground by yet another migrant. Now, there are mixed reports with regards to the same victim. Some are saying he was a man, some are saying that he was a child, 15 to be exact. And the information on the ground that I've received personally is that it was a man and that the migrant himself is Somalian. But only time will tell if that's the truth. Many people are saying he was a 15-year-old boy who has now lost both of his eyes and could very well be dead from the injuries that he has sustained by the repeated slashing at his throat with what was apparently a Stanley knife. And I think it's time for people to snap out of it. The amount of messages I've received from people saying, oh, Rich, you shouldn't share that video. I don't like to see it. Or people saying they can't share it as they don't want to upset anyone. They don't want to talk about it because they don't want to, cause any alarm or distress to their neighbour or their co-worker or their sister's dog. You are literally the reason, if that's you, if you see that and you are horrified and you think, oh my God, things need to change. However, I'm not going to share it or speak about it because heaven forbid I might upset someone. Then I'm sorry, but you are literally the reason we have become so weak as a country. You are representative of the very kind of person who is allowing this to happen. When will enough be enough for the British people to toughen up and face this head on? And stop being so cowardly. Oh, well, I can't talk about it. It might upset my friend or my neighbour. That is what's killing us. That's the truth. And for all of the left-leaning, blue-haired they-thems who repeatedly chant all refugees are welcome here or, oh, it's not all of them, it's just some of them. We'll go and tell that to the victim's family. This person who could very well be dead by now, or at least, at the very best, will now have some sort of mental or physical disability because he's just had a government-funded invader go into his local community and attack him in this way. Go and tell his family that they are racist or far-right. The simple truth is, if we had control of our borders, this attack and many others simply wouldn't have happened. Now, of course, I'm not going to sit here, and even if I wanted to, I couldn't. I'm not going to sit here and condone violence. And for the record, I don't get how people are not waking up to this. It's becoming a daily occurrence. Now, I've received communications from people in Northern Ireland who have said that the native men there are now gearing up to take to the streets tonight, and they're prepared for, and I quote, violence and arrests. And I think this is what happens when you sacrifice a country and its people to these third world barbarians. Quite frankly, this is what happens when you allow open borders and soft policing amongst certain groups. Never in history have open borders actually worked. Why have we become the waste bin of the world? Why has our island become the dumping ground for other countries? I hate to say it, but mark my words, tonight and over the coming days and weeks, you just may see a huge number of men taking to the streets, and quite frankly, it's not their fault. They're not far right, they're not racist. They're fed up, they're angry, and they've had enough. Because that's what happens when you push people to the limit. Eventually, they have enough. And to the police in Northern Ireland, the PSNI, we want to know who this man is. Where is he from? When did he get here? Or when did he get to Northern Ireland, more specifically? What's his background? What's his ethnicity? Release all of the information you have on him, because the people want answers. And to the men and women of Northern Ireland, please stay safe. And good luck. And to everyone else who to everyone else, I want people to know this. This will only get worse. This will only increase. Share this story far and wide. Tell everyone you know. It's up to all of us to share what is happening in our country. You may be awake to it, but please don't allow your friends and family to sleepwalk into this. Let's work together to wake the general public up to what is actually happening out there. I am now going to share the footage, and I want people to see it. The police have said they don't want people to share the footage because they don't want to cause the family any extra upset. Now, I can understand that in one way, but in another way, if it was me, if it was a member of my family that had just happened to, I would want it shared everywhere, because I'd want people to see what is happening in this country and in the West in general. So here's some of the footage.
He's dead, he's just killed him, hurry
He's
up!
dead, he's completely dead.
Yeah,
No, he's not.
Has he got a knife?
Yeah. Get off him!
Shocking. Who remembers a large gathering in London last year? Again, we live in the UK, so if I say it, the video will probably get taken down. If I say the man's name who organised it all, again, the video will probably get taken down, because that's the state of the fucking country that we live in now. But who remembers that large gathering last year in September, where Elon Musk, one of the smartest men in the world, was blasted by the UK government and the media for saying this?
You're in a fundamental situation here where whether you choose violence or not, violence is coming to you. You either fight back or you die. You either fight back or you die. And that's the truth.
Now, people rush to say that Elon was causing division. You know, he was stoking division. He was calling for violence. He was, he was trying to get people to take to the streets, and he wasn't. He was saying something that, as time goes on and as things have become more apparent, what he was saying was entirely correct. You fight back or you die. So how do we fight back? Well, it starts with you watching this. Are you talking to your friends, your neighbours, your family? And when they're talking about the weather or the football or slagging off their boss, you say this. You say, well, yeah, that's pretty bad, but what about immigration, mate? And they'll look at you and they'll go, whoa, where did that come from? But I promise you now, they've been thinking it. They just didn't want to say it out loud either. Say to them, well, yeah, but what do you think about digital ID? The new health bill that's being snuck through, where they've literally said, it's on the government website, that they want to get rid of the NHS. No one's talking about it. No one's talking about it because too many people are too weak to talk about it. Too many people are too scared to offend other people to talk about this stuff. Say to them, what do you make of the millions of little girls who were essentially whored out by the system to foreign rape gangs? What do you make of that? What do you make of that, mate? Start the conversation. I did last year. And now I'm approaching 1 million followers. Come the end of this summer, that'll probably be where I'm at. And I did it because I believed in it, because I knew that more of us needed to break out of this kind of brainwashed. We've been brainwashed into silence, into shutting up and putting up, and believing that if you speak out, you're the problem. Oh, just let it go. Just be British. Stiff upper lip. Let it go. Let these things happen. Yeah, you know what? There may be, millions of these people coming into this country and doing unspeakable things. But hey, it's not all of them. And you best not say anything, because you might be called racist, and that's the worst thing you can be called. I get called it every single day. And do you know how much it's affected my life? Don't care anymore. Don't care. People want to hear it. Many people want to hear it. So please, plant the seed. Speak about this stuff to people. Because this matters more than anything right now, because honestly, I don't know what's coming. I can't be 100% sure where we're going as a country. But I can imagine, we can all imagine. But how do we make sure that we are ready as a people when the time comes? Well, by starting our recruitment now, by getting our neighbours and friends and family on side. The more this sort of thing happens, the more and more that the woke, liberal, lefty types will turn away from their current beliefs and start seeing the truth as we see it, start seeing what's actually happening in this country. But we do need to speed up the process. Time is running out. And lastly, I try not to make my pages too political, but I can't sit here in all honesty and say, well, I'm prepared to speak out, but I won't speak about that because I don't want to upset people. I need to be the example that I want to set to everyone else. So many of you who follow me know that I support Restore Britain, and that in the past I've had dealings with Reform UK, who personally tried to stab me in the back quite viciously. And I know that when I mention one or the other, it can cause division, but we're past that. I try not to make my pages too political, as I say. I support and I volunteer for Restore Britain, and I believe in Rupert Lowe and the team that he's got around him. But I must not shy away from this. I must say this. In light of what we've just seen, yet another attack on home soil, I say this. Nigel Farage says that deporting these people en masse is a political impossibility. It's something that he's not even going to explore. Rupert Lowe and Restore Britain say that millions must go. This goes beyond central line politics, or, well, I don't want to be seen to be too far right, so, I best go for reform. And yeah, well, Reform have said, that they're going to let men into women's prisons. Yeah, but, it's, well, they're the ones that are most likely to win. They're not. They're not if people wake up. This goes beyond central line politics. Who we back now will determine whether or not we survive in the future. We've got to get serious. So please also think about that. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in tomorrow's episode.